I cannot shine it.
You see yourself and you're unsatisfied with something you've got for 17 years, and then all of a sudden it's totally changed. It was mind-blowing.
I knew that if I was able to just change things for her on the outside, nothing major in terms of how she sees herself, but suddenly the way the world will look at her with a different light.
Like many 17-year-olds, Sophie Austin can't resist the selfie. She loves her reflection.
I don't want to be conceited. I feel a lot happier with myself. As much as people say, you know, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you can never really believe it until you think it yourself. And I think I'm on that way to believing it.
And who could blame her? It's taken almost 30 operations and 17 years to get the face she wanted.
What's that like when you see yourself for the first time after an operation?
I was almost in tears when I first saw my nose. I couldn't stop looking at myself.
Sophie was born with a rare genetic disorder called EEC condition. Her twin brother wasn't affected.
Do you look at this photo album very often?
Once in a while, usually. It stays in Mum's room in the cupboard. To think this is what she saw. She had to really help me through this because I was helpless at that age.
The doctor noticed her cleft, I noticed her fingers and her toes. And I thought, oh my goodness, you know, what's wrong?
With a cleft palate and irregular fingers and toes, Mum Linda knew Sophie would face a lifetime of complications. Her first surgery was at just 3 months old.
What were your initial fears for Sophie?
Probably the surgeries and the pain she'd have to go through, and bullying at school was a real concern for me.
Being looked at in the shops and, you know, being treated differently some places, you know, I think that really got me down.
But after meeting Sophie, within a matter of minutes, her personality is what stands out. Her bright, sparkling eyes and can-do attitude have helped her achieve things doctors told her were impossible.
I've always made goals. If anyone doubts me, if anyone says, oh no, I don't think that this would be applicable to you, I'd be like, well no, I can do it. And then I show them rather than tell them. I like to prove that I can do it.
Look, I remember Sophie very well, obviously, and I remember her coming in and just being this. First thing I noticed was her eyes. She had these beautiful eyes, but they were quite downcast. But you could see she had this amazing personality, and she was born with something which made her very different from other kids.
Something different that Dr. David Chong knew he could fix. The Perth surgeon based at Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne says he knew from day one Sophie's face could be transformed. And even though we live in a world where body parts can be printed and prosthetic noses are an option, facial reconstructions are still one of the most difficult surgeries.
Unlike a piece of wood or any sculptor will understand, you can make something out of nothing. But with the human body and you're changing the way the face is, you're stuck with what the tissues are that you've been given. So sometimes it's very hard to create something that's not there. I like the way he said 8 like an Australian, 8.
Sophie is a special patient for Dr. Chong. He mostly operates on babies and toddlers, travelling several times a year to third world countries to perform life-changing surgeries.
All of a sudden you change the way they look and opens up a window for people to get to know them, and you see it on their faces, in their eyes, as they walk into you after the operation. You've been able to change the way that they look.
And this was before your nose surgery just 3 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you look like a different person.
I think I do. He's done an amazing job. I'm astounded looking back at that.
Sophie says Dr. Chong has given her a new life. People can now see what's on the inside, not just the outside. She's studying for her HSC, performing at the Rock of Stedford and, well, posting lots of selfies.
So she's taught you a few things by the
She's
sound of
taught
it.
a lot of people a lot of things. Yeah, she certainly has. Big inspiration to everybody. She's just amazing in my eyes.
What have you said to him?
I said you should really be proud of yourself. And he's like, oh, no, it's all you. You have all the confidence. I said, no, you're the one who brought it out in me.